Have you heard of cancel culture? Is cancel culture good or bad? Do you have an experience with cancel culture? At least so far, with what I'm observing, cancel culture can do more harm than good. So stop cancel culture and cancel culture. The question is how? How to cancel culture? I'll give you 5 steps. What's up, guys? Welcome again. My name is Germo. Two things: inspire confidence and instill hope. That's the heart of why I do these videos. If you haven't liked this video, click the thumbs up on your screen and also subscribe on this channel and smash the notification bell if you haven't yet, so that you can be updated if we have new videos. We will answer in this video how to cancel culture. But before that, what is cancel culture? Somehow this is cancel culture explained, because different people, they have different definitions about it. So what is the meaning of cancel culture? Based on my research, and I think Merriam-Webster, cancel culture is removing of support in response to their objectionable behavior or opinions, whether at present or in the past. This can include, but not limited to, boycotts, refusal to promote their work or business, and loss of employment. This is how cancel culture works. And on paper, as we can see it, it seems fine. But what's really happening in reality, it seems like cancel culture can do more harm than good. And I gave 4 reasons why cancel the cancel culture. So why cancel the cancel culture? I made a video of that. So please click the link in the description for you to be able to get more context about why canceling the cancel culture. We will see there that cancel culture is toxic. We can see there the problem of cancel culture. We learned that let's cancel the wrongdoing and not the person. But how do we cancel the wrongdoing and not the person? I think a better question to ask: how to respond when a person made a mistake, whether directly or indirectly, whether they are aware of it or not. How do we respond to them? We made 5 steps in canceling the cancel culture. And before I give you the first step, of course, this assumes that the person was in the wrong. Because sometimes when people cancel others, they are not really in the wrong, but they just have a different opinion or an unpopular opinion, and they are already canceling that person. That's why it's important, get the complete context. Sometimes we have a tendency to cancel people just because our friends are canceling them, or the people who we look up to, the influencers, are canceling them. That's why we are sometimes tempted to cancel them. Before we do that, please get the complete context, because in a world where fake news is rampant, it's but just right and a due diligence in our part to get the complete story. That's really important. Also, let's say we already got the complete context and they are really in the wrong. My question is, should we always have a comment or stand about anything and everything? There are more battles that are worth more of our attention, energy, and time. And as we get the whole context, we need to understand that there are different cultural norms. Different from continent to continent, from country to country, from city to city. It's really different. And we need to remember this. Just because a lot of people are doing it, it doesn't make it right. It just means sometimes a lot of people are just wrong. When someone is getting canceled and we are already tempted to cancel them as well, I think it's a good question to ask, why do we want to cancel them? Am I just pressured in canceling them because the people around me are canceling them? Or does proving them wrong make me right? Or are they really wrong? Or maybe they just have a different opinion, different than mine. And for our second point, reason together. Sometimes what we do is we just throw shade, throw stones, and just be keyboard warriors, not really hearing them out, listening to their stories, why they said what they said. And if you know that person, and you know and you think that they are in the wrong, then reason with them, message them, call them. If you don't know that person, then maybe send an email, send a message in FB or whatever way that you can communicate. Because sometimes we just skip that part in understanding where they're coming from. Sometimes their heart is right, but how they said it, it can be improved. That's why it landed differently. And to some people, that can be offensive. That's why it's good that you get to talk to them, listen, hear them out, especially if they made something wrong. Make sure that they understood the context or the implication of what they said. Let's be patient in hearing them out, because sometimes we just skip this process and just bash them. Like what I've said, sometimes when we disagree with people, it doesn't mean that they are really wrong. They just have a different opinion. Disagreements don't mean hate. Let's not assume that we are always right, that we have a corner of truth. So when we talk to people, let's present with facts, reliable facts, and sound arguments. I remember a story when I was talking to a friend, and we are talking about women empowerment. And I am for women empowerment, and this friend of mine, he has a different perspective on it. So we were talking about it, we have differences of opinion, but we were talking with respect. And I understood where he was coming from, and I understand that he was not bashing me. And because we are disagreeing, it doesn't mean that we are hating one another. It just means that people just have differences of opinion. We need to be mature enough to understand that people have different perspectives, especially not the same as ours. And the good thing when we reason together, when we talk about it, even if we have differences of opinion, then we get to discover the truth together. Number 3, acknowledge that we all have flaws. Understand that we all have flaws, that no one is perfect, that at one point of our lives that we also made a mistake. And when we make a mistake, what do we want? What do we cry out for? We want grace, we want understanding, we want second chances, because all of us are flawed. And the good thing with that is we are all a work in progress. I remember a story where I was just new in work and I made a big blooper, and it can be grounds for termination. But what happened? What I got was understanding and a second chance. And for you to get to know more of the details of that, please click the link after this video, the first video of cancel culture. And the good thing with that, we are all a work in progress. Number 4, call them out and make them responsible. Call them out. We need to point that they are wrong. Hopefully, they are wrong. Because sometimes, they are not really wrong, but they just have a different opinion than ours, like what I've been saying. Because sometimes people are canceling each other just because of a different opinion. Not necessarily it's inherently wrong. We should be open with other perspectives, especially different than ours. And we need to be aware of our biases and prejudices. But if they are wrong, then let's call them out. Let's point to them their flaws. Let's ask them to make amends, to do restitution, to apologize. But when we do it, let's not be a bully, let's not be mean, because those are all unnecessary. Let's call them out privately. Let's praise in public, but call out and criticize in private. This is just me, because we don't want unnecessary humiliation of the person. Let's give them the respect. Let's talk to them straight. Let's be mature about this. Especially if you know the person, then go straight to that person. Call them out. Point to them they're wrong. Let's not go behind their backs and post something about them indirectly or subtly in social media. Let's just talk to them straight. And I was a victim of that as well. Like what I've said, I am a man who is also flawed. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and now I'm laughing about it because you just need to move on about it. But the sad part was when it happened, I'm grateful that I have some friends who messaged me directly, called me up about what I did. But there are some people, and fortunately, they just went behind my back and posted something in social media. And so, okay, I can't do anything about that. And sometimes when they give a comment, it's anonymous. So how can you really improve on something if they are not even bold enough to confront you? But of course, that's just me. I'd appreciate if people will just give me feedback straight. Because I know if I'm in the wrong, then I will apologize. The thing with our culture now, that it's virtual. We just say stuff online, and that somehow gave us a license or a free reign in just saying anything without feeling anything. Because what we are just seeing is just a screen, a laptop, a Mac, an iPhone, a computer or a tablet, but not really understanding the profile behind that social media account. There's also a person who is being affected and can be hurt tremendously because of the words that we say. And the last one, elaborate on the opportunity to grow. After pointing to them the wrong, it's crucial to point to them that they can grow from this, because we all made mistakes and they can learn and grow from this. And when I say elaborate, it means to give details, to give action steps on how they can grow. Don't just say you're wrong, but if you have the capacity and the competence, please give them action steps for recovery so that they won't make the same mistake again. Let's believe in them. Let's give them hope that no matter the setback or the mistake that they did, that they can grow and eventually they can be a better person out of it. As we wrap this up, how to cancel the cancel culture, I gave you 5 steps in canceling the cancel culture. First, get the complete context. Second, reason together. Third, acknowledge that we all have flaws. Fourth, call out the wrong and make them responsible. Last, elaborate on the opportunity to grow. If we form that, it forms the word grace. So when people make mistakes, extend grace. Just like how we want to be treated as well when we make a mistake. Let's show grace, whether if that person really made a mistake or they just have a different opinion or an unpopular opinion. Let's extend grace. Let's establish grace culture. Grace that at the very core is the truth. So let's move in grace and truth. Let's cancel the cancel culture by showing grace. Thank you guys for staying till the end. What have you learned? What letter from the acrostic that you need to work on more? Comment below. If you haven't subscribed in this video, please subscribe and hit and smash the notification bell for you to be updated for new videos. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.